What's going on, everybody? Sean Pierce Johnson here, bringing you this week's edition of Stompbox Saturday, and up on the stomping block today, we have Dr. Freakenstein's Dwarf from Rainger FX. Now, if the playing at the beginning wasn't any sort of indication of what this pedal is going to sound like, or even the name, you might want to check your head. Because if you haven't figured it out by now, this thing is freaky. It is a very diminutive pedal, which hides a lot of the rage inside the beast. It's very simple to use. 2 knobs, 2 buttons. What more could you ask for in simplicity? The big knob in the center, that's your tone knob, and it controls the way that the harmonic overtone of the fuzz interacts with your guitar sound. Of course, the volume thumb wheel, that should be pretty self-explanatory. But the real magic of this pedal, and the real versatility, for lack of a better word, are the 2 buttons in the front. First, you have a high and a low switch, and this basically dictates whether or not the tone knob is going to affect the overtone, high amount, low amount, different sort of frequency ranges. We'll get to how that sounds in just a minute. But the real fun is the mode switch. Now, the mode switch changes the way that this little pressure-sensitive pad, which is called Igor. Did you get it? Dr. Freakenstein? Igor? Dr. Frankenstein? Igor? Go watch the old Universal monster movies. Jeez. Anyway, it changes how that little pressure-sensitive expression pad interacts with the fuzz. Now, you can have it sweep through that harmonic overtone, or you can have it act as a bit crusher. Really cool. So, you've heard how it sounds at the top of the video. In bit crusher mode, we're going to see what other kind of monstrous sounds we can coax out of the Dr. Freakenstein's Dwarf. Now, there's a very good reason why the big knob on the front of the Freakenstein's Dwarf is the tone knob. It's because with that knob, you really get the chance to hone in on certain frequencies to find the fuzz sound that's gonna work best for you. Now, you can get some really crazy fingernail on a chalkboard, lightning bolts striking a dead body, kind of high end, to just lumbering through the town square lows. So, I'm gonna show you how that works. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna check out my dry guitar signal. No fuzz, just guitar. Now what I'm gonna do is turn on the Dwarf. I'm gonna start with the high-low button out. We're gonna put the tone knob at 12 o'clock, and we're just gonna sweep through that knob so you can get an idea of the range. Then I'm gonna switch it to the in position, and we'll do the very same thing. Now pushing the high-low button in, we'll start at 12 o'clock and do the exact same thing. Now we're gonna see what kind of mischief we can get into with Dr. Freakenstein's little friend, Igor. Now what is Igor? Igor is basically a pressure-sensitive expression pad. So instead of using an expression pedal, you have this tiny little disc. Now you can either have it shiny side up, you can have it shiny side down. Now for the purposes of this, I'm gonna have it shiny side down. It's a little bit more pressure sensitive with the soft side facing up, and that's what I want. So, what exactly does it do? Well, there's two different modes like we talked at the top of the video. First mode, sweeping through the tone knob's range, and the second mode, which is Bit Crusher. So we're gonna listen to how that sounds. First, we're gonna start with the filter sweep. And I'm just gonna play around a little bit and give Igor a good squash. And you can listen to how that sounds. Now to my favorite mode, the Bit Crusher mode, and that's what you heard at the top of the video. Why do I like Bit Crusher so much? I can't really explain it. I mean, seriously, what kind of music are you gonna make with that sound? I mean, I was making different pitches and it didn't sound any different. It doesn't matter. It's just about how much fun you have with these things. Because, seriously, that's what these things are supposed to do. They're supposed to make us have fun playing music. And for some reason, Bit Crushers do that for me. Well, there you have it, my friends. There is your look at Dr. Freakenstein's Dwarf and Igor on the side. I think it's fair to say after this video that it's alive. It's alive. Seriously, just go watch those old monster movies. You're not gonna get any of the jokes in this video if you haven't. Just do yourself a favor. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the look at Dr. Freakenstein's Dwarf. Stay tuned for next week's episode of Stompbox Saturday. And until then, this is Sean Pierce Johnson wishing you good tone and happy stomping. Cheers, everybody.